Hey there, I'm Gavin Stewart, and you're watching Bits and Bobs, a series of quick, random, interesting facts to keep your mind sharp and your senses invigorated. Let's get started. Number 10. Wasabi. It's the spicy condiment commonly eaten with Japanese sushi. What exactly is it made of? Wasabi is made from the ground rhizomes, or stems, of the Eutrema japonicum plant, which is a plant in the family of Brassicaceae, a relative of mustard and cabbage. It's very spicy, and its effect is felt mostly in the nose. The proper way to enjoy sushi with wasabi is by spreading a small amount of wasabi on one side of a piece of sushi. If desired, soy sauce may be dipped onto the opposite side to allow both flavor profiles to shine through. Because of the lack of readily available wasabi plant outside of Japan, horseradish is a common stand-in for wasabi in Western iterations of the condiment. Number 9. Worcestershire. Worcestershire sauce is a fermented liquid condiment that was devised in Worcestershire, England. It contains many ingredients, including malt vinegar, molasses, sugar, salt, anchovies, onions, garlic, and spice and flavorings, such as cloves, soy sauce, lemons, pickles, and peppers. It was created by chemists John Wheely Lee and William Henry Perrins, the founders of Lee and Perrins. Legend has it that when Lee and Perrins brewed the first batch of the sauce, it was too strong, so they left it abandoned in a basement for a few years. They later came back to it, tried it again, and found that it tasted much better. In 1838, the first bottles of Lee and Perrins Worcestershire sauce hit the shelves. Number 8. Solid-state battery. The next battery revolution that will grace humankind is that of the solid-state battery. This new battery technology uses solid components for the electrodes and electrolyte instead of the liquids or polymer gels used in modern battery tech like lithium-ion cells. Solid-state batteries have a lot of potential to change the mobile market, offering benefits such as reduced charge times, longer battery life, and generally safer batteries that are less likely to burst into flame. The technology is still in its infancy, with research on the topic continuing. Number 7. Quinton. If you've ever peered at the list of ingredients on your tonic water, you may have noticed an ingredient called quinton. Quinton is the ingredient in tonic water that gives it its bitter flavor. And what's more interesting is that quinton is actually a medicine too. It has been used as a cure for malaria since 1632. When extracted from the bark of the cinchona tree, which is a plant native to Peru. It was a critical factor in the Western colonization of Africa. Number 6. Quartz. It's one of the most abundant minerals on the surface of the earth, and can be found in all types of bedrock and even in natural sand and gravel. Quartz, also known as silicon dioxide, is a very hard crystalline mineral used for its properties such as its hardness, its transparency, and its unique electrical properties. Its piezoelectricity allows it to be used as a clock, because when electricity is applied to it, it vibrates in a very even, predictable way. Quartz is also used to make glass, especially glass that is meant to endure high temperatures. Number 5. The MyPillow Guy. Mike Lindell is the founder and CEO of MyPillow Incorporated, who was born in 1961 in Mankato, Minnesota. Before going on to invent his prized MyPillow, Lindell started and ran many small businesses, including food carts, a few bars and restaurants, and even a carpet cleaning business in Carver County, Minnesota. Admittedly, during the 1980s and 90s, he was addicted to crack cocaine and alcohol, causing him to lose his house and even his marriage. He claims that he has been sober since 2009, when prayer helped him to stop using drugs. There's even a documentary about his turnaround from addict to multi-millionaire produced in 2017. Number 4. First emoticon. Today we have emojis, the fun little pictures that bring life and emotion to our everyday online interactions. But before emojis, we had emoticons, which were bits of text arranged in such a way as to resemble a human expression. The first recorded instance of the modern smiley emoticon dates back to September of 1982, when Professor Scott E. Fahlman of Carnegie Mellon used it for the first time in an online bulletin board. In the same post, he also demonstrated the first use of a frowny face. Number 3. Roadrunner. They don't look quite like the cartoon, but they are cute nonetheless. The Roadrunner, also known as the chaparral bird, is a pair of species of ground cuckoos native to the deserts of south-central United States and Mexico. They are known for their speed on foot and have been recorded to run as fast as 27 miles or 43 kilometers per hour. Number 2. Donut. The delicious fried rings of dough, reaching numbers of 10 billion produced each year in the United States, can be traced back to early New York when it was called New Amsterdam, when Dutch immigrants brought the first versions of what would become donuts to the New World. The original Dutch term for the proto-donut was oliekoek, Dutch for oily cake. These were originally balls of cake fried in pork fat, and because the centers didn't cook as well as the outside, the insides often contained fruit or nuts, which is where the term donut may have come from. Number 1. Ampersand. For our final factoid, we come to that of the ampersand. You may have wondered why that weird squiggly symbol means the word and. Well, here's the answer. The symbol evolved from the combination of the letters E and T, the Latin word et, which means and. The name comes from the fact that when reciting the alphabet long ago, letters that were themselves words were pronounced with the words per se, which meant by itself. It was also common at that time to include the ampersand at the end of the alphabet as the 27th letter. When reciting the end of the alphabet, it sounded like X, Y, Z, and per se and, which eventually became slurred together into the modern ampersand. While it is no longer considered a part of the alphabet, it is still a commonly used punctuation mark, with many variations of its appearance known. And that does it for this episode of B&B. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button, drop us a comment, and subscribe for more. And alas, this episode of Bits and Bobs marks the end of Season 1. We had a great time making the series, and we hope you enjoyed watching and learning as much as we enjoyed creating it all for you. I'd like to thank Donovan Stewart for co-producing the series. He was great with the camera, sound, and lighting, and really pushed the series in the direction it needed to go. And lastly, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Without your love and support, none of this would be possible. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye!